How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have some good news and some bad news to cover here today. Whales are selling, but it's something that we already knew was happening. So I want to show you what institutions are doing, what big investors are doing, and then also go over some of the news from today and some of the news that's coming out later this week. So you can tell that the market is red, but we're going to walk through it, try to give a really balanced view of the market right now. Now, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, I really appreciate that. It helps out the channel a lot and really supports me as a person too, just because it does bring more people into the channel. So thank you guys for doing that. There's also a link underneath the video to BlockFi. In case you want an interest rate on your cryptocurrency, you can check out that link underneath the video. They pay you up to $250 too when you start deposits on their platform. So we have the whole market looking pretty red. It's definitely down still. We thought maybe we get a V-shaped recovery, but with certain cryptos like Polkadot at $26, the mid-20s, Cardano nearing the 120 range, Ethereum right around 4,000. It's not quite what we had probably expected a week ago, but we are getting some nice deals. So there was a video that I shot yesterday that talked about some of the best deals in the market. I think there's still a lot of deals, and we'll cover a couple of them towards the end. So some of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's happening right now is that Evergrande is moving towards restructuring, and they say state is swooping in to contain risk. Now, we don't have anything that is very substantial or very clear right now. All we know now is that they are on the brink of default of their $82.5 million, and this would be one of the largest defaults in history. They say in the latest move, China's central bank said on Monday it would cut the amount of cash that banks must hold in reserve in its second such move this year, releasing $188 billion in long-term liquidity to bolster slowing economic growth. Evergrande's shares tumbled 20% today, closing at an all-time low of $1.81 Hong Kong, after it said late on Friday that creditors had demanded $260 million that could not guarantee funds for the coupon repayment. Analysts said authorities' concerted efforts signaled Evergrande was likely already entered into a managed debt asset restructuring process. We don't know for sure that this is happening. If it doesn't happen, it's going to be a dumpster fire. We do have some good news from around the crypto market here today, though. So I'll cover that. The other bad news, I suppose, that we could get into is the fact that there is still the COVID variants. There's also just people taking profits towards the end of the year. There's a lot of people thinking Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were going to spike up towards the end of the year, and they're not seeing that, so they're trying to take a little bit of risk off the table. But there is some good news here, which I will cover right after today's show sponsor. So before we go any further, I do want to thank today's show sponsor, Xtra. They say they're the first staking project with 90% security. So how do they do this? Well, they offer 45% APY in a trustless, capital-backed, secure, powerful, extremely profitable, and easy-to-use way. So they say that they secure up to 90% of your token purchase price. How do they do this? Well, it's truly revolutionary in their approach. It's a guaranteed way. So if the price of Xtra token falls, the fund will automatically match up to 90% of the initial purchase price. Dream. They say there's a catch though. To stake on the Xtra platform, you need Xtra tokens. So they are coming out with an app. They have a beta right now. It's over on Binance Smart Chain and Pulse Chain. They are having their initial exchange offering over on Kanga here soon. And they are a fully doxed team, which is something I always look for in some of these younger projects. Now, just to be clear, this is high risk, high reward, in my opinion, because it is a very young cryptocurrency. Now, they do have about 11,000 followers over on Twitter, so that is a good thing. But just know that there's higher risk and higher reward with these young cryptos. You can definitely check out their information, though, underneath the video. So we have some good news. First of all, for everyone that's in on Cardano, they are live over on Sunday Swap. So this is the DEX. They say, hey, play around with it. Tell us the bugs, issues, and just recommendations, and we'll try to take it from there. So this is good. The DEX is going to be really important for Cardano. We need more DeFi on Cardano. So hopefully this is a start of some kind of turnaround on Cardano. I'd like to see them move back up in price, obviously with a lot of other investors too. But this is a step in the right direction for Cardano. Also, we did get some news from Binance Smart Chain and Animoca Brands that they have a $200 million fund for game fee products. So Binance has unveiled so many funds this year. They had a $1 billion fund recently. They have this $200 million fund. I swear they had some other ones. They're still burning tokens every single quarter. So they are really doing a lot to build their ecosystem, and this could be huge for Binance over the long term. They already have their $1 billion accelerator arm for DeFi, non-fungible tokens, and game fee that was set up earlier this year. But now they're unveiling another $200 million. With this co-investment projects building on BSC, we'll get the opportunity to gain insights and expertise from leading giants such as Animoca Brands, along with collaboration opportunities from blockchain experts in the BSC community. Okay, and then one other thing that we have coming up this week is we have inflation numbers. So on the 10th, we're supposed to get the inflation numbers. This is an estimate from tradingeconomics.com, and they're saying that we should have around a 6.3% inflation rate. Right now, we're at 6.2%. So I would not be surprised if it was 6.3% or even higher, but they're expecting next year for it to fall back down. They're expecting by the end of next year for it to be closer to 3% than 6%. If we keep on seeing inflation go up significantly, we're obviously going to see more people that want inflation hedges, and Bitcoin is thought of as a great inflation hedge. Now, let's look at what whales are doing, because we did get the newest investor report. So this week, digital asset investment products saw a total of 184 million last week, but we saw outflows totaling 40 million on Friday. We know that Friday was a little bit bloody, so it kind of makes sense that there was a lot coming out, but we had 145 million going into Bitcoin, 25 million going into Ethereum, 11 million going into multi-asset, which is interesting because that shows that they are trying to diversify a little bit compared to the month to date where we only had really 3.2 million. And then Litecoin had a little bit, Binance had a little bit, Solana had a nice inflow of 4.6 million. Polkadot and Cardano both saw outflows. So they both saw people selling them more than buying, or institutions selling more than buying. And then Bitcoin, like I said, it did see a lot of inflows, but that's probably where the majority of crypto was flowing out on Friday also. So overall, we did have another positive week, but it's kind of soured a little bit with Friday. So we knew that big players were already selling, because you don't get sell-offs. You don't get these $9,000 moves without whales selling. So basically what they did, and we've talked about this before, they started to sell off around 56, 57 to set off some stop losses. And then we had people that got leveraged. They kept on falling down. They got margin called. They had stop losses. They kept on falling down. That's how you see such drastic decreases in price. And then it bottomed out here around 46, 45,000. We saw it even lower than that on some exchanges, but on this view, you can see around this level, and then it kind of popped back up. Some people are saying this is a dead cat bounce. It's hard to tell exactly where we're going from here. We could see more dips before we see more green. And with the fear in the market, I think that's definitely possible. I'm not sitting here saying that it's not possible, but I'm saying that if that happens, I will continue to dollar cost average. So I see a lot of good deals in the market. And I talked about this yesterday. I talked about some great cryptos that have big catalysts here in the next month or so. But I think it's important to remember that these cryptos are best to buy when they're down, right? Let's not sit here and say that we wish that we could be buying $60,000 Bitcoin, right? We would much rather, if we were going to buy and add to our bags for the long term, we'd rather have it around this price. I remember the summer where every single day it was painful, right? We saw Bitcoin go up 1,000 or 2,000, then back down 3,000, and it just seemed like we were there forever. But then it took off, and a lot of people forgot that we were even in a dip. Some people weren't even invested then. So I think we could definitely see that here, right? I'm expecting a great 2022 in crypto, at least for the beginning part of the year. And if you can pick up some deals, I think that's a great opportunity. We have some cryptos that are still holding up well, like Luna, Polygon, but a lot of them are down 10, 15, 20, 30, 40% just this month. So if you're looking to buy some cryptos, I think now's a great time. Even though investors are selling, you have to remember, a lot of them are selling just to create liquidations to get in at a lower price. Some obviously are selling for long term, and maybe paper-handed hands are looking to sell. But if you're looking to hold for a couple of years, right? If you don't have $1 million in crypto, even if you have $1 million, but if you're not looking to sell anytime soon and you want to let this grow, this I think is the best opportunity in probably the world to invest. It's one of the easiest things you can do as opposed to something like real estate or starting a business, and the returns are so much greater than something like the stock market. So that's why I say it's important to have something like BlockFi set up so that way you can get an interest rate on your cryptos, because that drastically increases the ROI that you'll get. But let me know your thoughts on this down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to the sponsor today too. You can check out their information underneath the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.